So the news came out yesterday that inflation went up higher than expected. We're still at 40-year highs for inflation here in the U.S. So what does that mean to you? So this calculator from the government helps us figure that out. So say you make $30,000 in January of 2020. That's the average salary for most counties in our viewing area. So 30 grand, January of 2020. What would you have to make now to be able to afford everything since it costs so much more compared to what it was back then? Well, let's calculate that out, and it's $34,516. So you need nearly $5,000 more than just 2 years ago to be able to afford everything. Here's the graph that's been tracking inflation across the country, and you can see inflation was relatively low over the time since it was high back in the late 70s into the 80s. The past 2 years, we've been back up again. So what does that mean now with the prices for you and your everyday items? So groceries compared to a year ago, 13% higher. New vehicles, 9% higher. Used vehicles, 7% higher. Clothing, 5%. Rent is up 6%. And another really big one as we go into the heating season, look at some of these. Fuel oil across the country now up 58% from a year ago. Natural gas up 33%. Gasoline, we all know at the pump, 18% higher than it was last year. Electricity, 15% higher. So as we go into the heating season and we're using a lot of these more, we're really going to see that rise. So this is just how inflation, when we keep hearing about it, impacts all of us. And of course, we all know because we sense how much more is coming out of our wallets. Jon Meyer, Newswatch 16.